Hello again. This is our Big 6 lesson conclusion. So for our review of our overall lesson purpose, this is a reminder in case you forgot, my name is Miss Rust and I am your librarian. The overall purpose of the entire lesson was to introduce and familiarize everyone with the Big 6 process model to aid in your research and problem-solving pursuits. As the standards show, in our introduction, we talked about those various standards and how relevant they are in our research practices and in curriculum. So these are not only relevant for your current grade level, but are scaffolded and built upon even starting way back when in kindergarten. These 6 steps follow a logical chunking pattern with a beginning, planning, middle process, and an end presenting. So here's our lesson handout. Look how pretty it is. It works as a cheat sheet, so please use this as you're going forward. It has all 6 steps summarized, and they're even labeled. We love labels. Please pay close attention. At the bottom, there are additional resources. There's 2 videos on YouTube, a blog post, a mind map, which is like a visual, and 3 separate articles from various resources. So Big 6, step 1, this is task identification. Identifying the task or the problem in front of us and that we will use when we are trying to find our answer. Simply put, this is what we are researching and what information we need to uncover to answer or solve those informational needs. How we begin, and this is part of planning. Big 6 step number 2 is the information seeking strategies. This is a major component in brainstorming. So what types of resources do we need? Can we find it in the library? Is it an online school resource? Do we have a subscription through the school? Can you find that? How can you find it? We have to have multiple resources. That is an absolute must. So start thinking about that process. So once we have all these options, what works best? When we select our best fit, that'll be based on the needs, and this is the part of the beginning chunk, and it is the second half of planning. Big 6 step number 3 is location and access. So it's now time to put our eyes and hands on those resources that we decided on, and we just brainstormed them. So finding where they are and going about getting our hands on them specifically. Once we've found them, we can skim the extra bits and identify where the information is that is pertinent and relevant to our research needs. This is the part of the middle, and it's the first part of process. Big 6 step number 4 is the use of the information. This is the major meat of the research process. We are using those sources to answer the specific questions we brainstormed earlier. This is where we read, watch, listen, and interact with those resources that we've already found. This is the time to pull out the specific bits of information to answer those burning curriculum assignment, pleasure, teacher-driven questions. Also part of the middle, this is the second part of process. Big 6 step number 5, this is synthesis, which is a big word for all the juicy information morsels from the multiple resources we found and combining them into one cohesive process. You see what I did there? I'm brilliant. It's combined, so now it's time to present. How the information is presented depends on the several circumstances, but it'll generally be based on the needs of the research. So why you came up with this problem to begin with. This is the first part of the end and part of present. Finally, we have Big 6 step number 6. This is evaluation. There's 2 things to evaluate, the product and the process. With the product, it's what we created or what you created, did it solve or answer those information needs? The problem that we had, the questions that we had, how effective was it? Did it work really well? Did it not really work really well? Were most of the questions answered? Could we not find everything? Could we find everything? It's 100%. That's evaluating it. The process is all of our research skills. Did we struggle with it? Were we just not able to find what we needed? Can we adjust something for next time? Did we have an easier time on steps 1 and 2, but we really, really struggled with 4? Could we not figure out how to put it all together? How efficient was it, and how can we make it better for next time? This is the final step of the end. So this is our final overall, and it's the last part of present. So the conclusion. Using the Big 6 process model, it's a wonderful tool to aid in your research. It's direct and to the point, so it's simple and effective in a way to problem solve and find whatever answers you seek depending on your needs. I hope this lesson helped you familiarize and learn the 6 steps of your use for your use in and outside of the classroom. Thank you, and don't forget, I'm always here to help.